Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm, February 10th, 2024, and I'm fixing to go check eggs. Thought I'd take y'all along with me, and there's some of the flock of the current active layers. We have 33 of them in this flock, variety of breeds. About half of them are Isa Browns, so they're kind of a hybrid based on Rhode Island Red genetics, and I think Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire Red actually. So, and there's some really pretty black hens. The dark one, the black one with some copper flecks, walking kind of up the hill toward us. That's an Americana. I guess you really could categorize her as an Easter egger. She lays a green egg. The silver one behind her is a lavender Orpington. So those two are the oldest in the flock. Puffy Cheeks is the the, the Easter egger, and the lavender Orpington, we call her silver hen. And so that wooded area over there, I don't know if y'all can spy with your little eye some of the pallets, and there's like some sandbags over there. Our kids, our sons, which they're basically young adults, 16 to 20, but they like to play paintball over there, and four-wheeler right over there. So, and squirrel hunt in this general area too. So anyway, so here's some of them. This is one of the hens that lays a colorful egg. She actually lays a really pretty green egg. And there's a really pretty little hen that lays a beautiful blue egg. But I like that hen too. She's kind of mixed breed. And there's the other one like her. So there's two of them. And so these are all like Isa Browns here. They love having the little water dispensers out for them out here. So we don't let them free range all the time. They basically only get to free range under direct supervision because of predator risk. But they love to be outside generally. However, just a few minutes ago, they sensed something, because they all took off simultaneously and went back into the chicken coop, and then they've come back out. And so I've talked about before how we've used this area here as a garden, and would love to fence it in. You know, ultimately though, like, the bottom line is the final line on everything, and there's a lot of things we would like to do, but what we actually end up getting to do is really determined by the budget and the resources. So I'm going to keep dreaming about my chicken fence for rotational grazing there. Maybe someday. In the meantime, maybe even if we adjusted this fence for their run, you know, maybe instead of letting it go around the back of the building, maybe we could let it go straight out and build them. Wouldn't it be cool to build them like a chicken tunnel from their ramp to a little lot right there? So I'm gonna have to keep working on selling that idea to Mr. Twin Oaks. But let's go check eggs. So I'm gonna grab my baskets here. I'll probably be able to collect some while y'all are with me. It's hard for me to manage. Oh, they're eating. It's hard for me to manage the camera and the basket at the same time. I'm going to try to do this before we go into the chicken pen though. I wanted to tell y'all about our feed. So them being at the feeder reminded me. Let me see if I can get into here. So I know all you can see is this lattice work there. So both of those pieces actually fit perfectly across this doorway. It does have an overhead door, but we actually just put the lattice there. This is not really a little part of the shed that we're super proud of, but it is a storage place. But I wanted to show you this. So this storage bin, I guess, and these barrels have what we're currently feeding to our laying flock. So that's about empty, is why that looks like that. So we've just about fed that entire storage bin worth. I don't know how many pounds were in there. I can tell you, in these two barrels and this storage bin was 1,000 pounds of feed that we had milled the beginning of January. And so this is what those hens at the feeder in there that we just saw, this is what they're eating. So it is a layer mash, and that would make it like about a 15% protein, maybe 16% protein value for them. It is formulated for laying hens, and we did a video. So this works for storage. for that. They're wanting to come in. We generally don't let them in here, so I'm gonna just move them back out. Move out, girls. And I'm gonna try to put this lattice at least back enough that they're not going in and out of there. And it is really handy. So we do have, so y'all probably see the electric box right there. So we do have electric actually into both ends of this shed. So this end of this shed is for the layer hens, and that end of the shed is like a move-in pen. So that's where our production red pullets are right now. And it's really handy having the electric there, and we have water right here. So that's handy too. So you saw the hens eating here out of the feeder. So I'm gonna tell you about that feed here in just a moment. I'm gonna turn the camera to our right. And our youngest son is coming in the drive. So the guys have been at the farm. And so I'm going to tell you what we basically mean by that here in just a moment. So that's the youngest son in the white Dodge. I don't think that truck has a name yet. He just got that truck. This is the middle son in his Dodge. So the white one was like an 03. That one, I forget what year it is, y'all. He just got it. And so that son is the one that had the blue pickup truck, Betty Blue, and she was his daily driver. She's not now. She was a 91 Dodge. So I'm thinking that truck, that silver flatbed might be like a 98. But anyway, so there's a couple of our sons, and then the third son is at CDL training. He has about a 92 Dodge flatbed dually, and he's actually at CDL training, completing CDL training to try to get his commercial driver's license. So really excited for him. He'll be testing soon for that, and hoping it goes well. So let's talk about this feed and then look at the egg at the nest boxes. So the feed, the gals are eating that layer mash that I showed you. This is an old homemade feeder. We really like this feeder because there's very little waste off of this feeder, and because it's deep in here. It's deep, so they got to put their neck and their head way down in that to eat, so they're not pitching the feed out of the feeder. Trying to get them down in there, not pitching the feed out of the feeder. And then this, and that lighting's funky because that's a red heat lamp right above us. So this turns, so they're also not sitting on top of that. And that also kind of helps me, like when I dump feed in there, feed gets stuck here, I can just turn that, rotating, and their feed goes, hello, their feed goes on down in. So we really like this feeder, but this feed they're eating, let me try to get a handful. So of course that's a layer mash. And what is really neat for us about this feed is this feed was milled from grain that they raise at the farm. So the farm is basically a farm that my husband, his side of the family, they've always farmed crops and raised cattle, and they raised some hogs back there. And so that's the farm. So they produce grain. So this January, from grain that they produced, they took about 500 pounds of it into the feed mill, our favorite feed mill here local that we work with really for our entire poultry operation, for our feed needs and chicks and a lot of our supplies. So they are actually a mill, and our middle son actually works there too. So that's his full-time job. So they are actually a mill. So it's not like a feed store where you can only walk in and buy pre-bagged manufactured feed. They're actually a mill where they can mill the feed right there and mix the feed right there. And that's one of the things my son has learned to do working there, is to mix feed rations for livestock. So at any rate, so they took in 500 pounds of corn. So our layer mash for our chickens is grain-based. It's corn-based. They took in 500 pounds of corn, and the mill mixed their egg supplement in with it that's formulated for the nutritional needs of laying hens and formulated to completely support their nutritional needs. So they mixed in their egg layer supplement, and we ended up with 1,000 pounds of layer mash for our chicken flock. So at any rate, that's kind of cool for us. We just like that we were able to use grain that they produced at the farm and take it to the mill and have it milled into the feed for our hens. So, and see here, they're finishing a flock block. They had a couple of flock blocks there. So if you saw the flock block in the production red pen when we did their video for February 9th, 2024, oh, February 10th. I hope I've got my dates right. Dates are all running together. It's busy. Even though it's February, it's a busy season of life. So, anyway, it is February 10th, 2024, but we also did a pullet video on February 10th, 2024, and those pullets over there got their flock block the same time these gals got 2 flock blocks, and they haven't hardly touched their flock block over there, but these gals basically have theirs gone. So let's wrap it up. Let's get finished up. Let's take a look at eggs, and you can see the gals have used the nest boxes I went through and counted, and we have 30 eggs today out of 33 layers, so that's really good. And from what I could tell, all the eggs look to be in good shape, so we should be able to gather all those eggs and wash all those eggs, and we'll inspect them for fine cracks, and as long as everything clears our inspection and our quality preferences, then we will put them into cartons of eggs to be sold to our customers, either in subscriptions or for on-demand egg sales. So we'll go ahead and get some of them picked up. So I just use these baskets. You know, tell me what y'all use, but we just gather them by hand and put them right in there. So thanks for joining us here at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to our channel. Please like and comment if you wouldn't mind. So just in that basket, those are actually green and brown eggs in there. So we'll have to get all these gathered up. And we did a video, I don't know, that might have been on the 9th, on the white leghorns. We have 2 of these white leghorns. One must be outside free ranging. Hey, we're gonna give you a cameo there of Mr. Twin Oaks out there on the porch. The camera's not wanting to focus. So there's Mr. Twin Oaks, and he keeps us all straight. He is such a great help. We could not do this chicken operation, especially with the meat chickens, without him, without our sons pitching in. I mean, it is all hands on deck. We're locally, and just all in good fun, jokingly called the Chicken Mafia. And we've also been called the Horsepower Kings of Washington County because of our trucks. But anyway, it's just, you know, it's a team effort. It's a family effort. But we did that video on these white leghorns and got some excellent feedback on their breed and breed characteristics. So if you get to watch that video and read the